Now, back to Steiny and Guru on 95.7 The Game.
All right, what's going on? Matt Stein, Matt Style, the Guru Johnson with you. On the line, Odyssey NFL insider Ross Tucker. Insider calls presented by BetQL. Download the free BetQL app right now and get instant access to the industry's most advanced suite of sports betting tools right at your fingertips. I know I shouldn't do this, and my boss is going to be upset, but I don't care. Ross, I saw that one of my favorites was up at Army this weekend, Bob Wolfram.
That's right. Yeah, my high school coach is up there. Very, very cool.
So
awesome. We had a player playing for Colgate, so always cool to see my coach. And yes, so I tell your boss that we're about 30 seconds away from Guru calling for Shanahan to be fired again. So it's a good lead-in to go from the all-time winningest coach in Berks County, Pennsylvania history, right into Kyle Shanahan so Guru can get mad.
Although Wolfram's got a better track record. I covered Wolfram back in the day. Dead serious, 1988. Great guy.
You know what's so funny about that? I was thinking about this the other day, right? When Matt Rule got fired, I think I tweeted that the combined records of my alma maters, right, my high school and Princeton, and then the two teams I grew up, ride or die with, Penn State and the Eagles, they were undefeated when I tweeted this last week. I don't know, like 30-0 or 21-0, whatever it is, right? And then I was thinking, moral of the story is Matt Rule should have tried to coach one of those teams.
Exactly.
Tried to coach. But the funny thing about that is, like, even if Matt Rule wanted to be the head coach of my high school, he wouldn't get the job. He wouldn't get the job.
No, not right now he wouldn't. Not right now he wouldn't, that's for sure. Hey, 49ers obviously got beat by the Falcons 28-14. As a former player, tell me what you think of this. I'm going to play some George Kittle sound, but as a former NFL player, tell me what you think he was really talking about.
We're the San Francisco 49ers. We have a standard that we play at. I mean, we play at a very high level, a lot of energy, 100% effort on every single play. And, I haven't watched the tape yet, but I don't know if we gave that today, at every single position. And, we had a lot of young guys play. We had some, like you said, we're missing a lot of guys. And we just got to make sure that we're playing at that level every single snap, or otherwise that's going to happen, especially when you are down guys. You can look at his, we're down how many ever 7, 8 starters, or you can look at as that's a lot of young guys with an opportunity to go out there and make big plays and get their names known. So we dealt with it before. It's not easy, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse. We're a very talented team. Our offense still has a lot of talented guys on it that can get a lot of yak with the football. And we got, I think, one of the best linebackers in football, Fred Warner, and our safeties are playing pretty well too. So and that D line's still good. So I just think we should have played better.
What do you think he's saying, Ross?
I think he's very frustrated that they lost, and he should be. And I think he's calling out some of the young guys, really. I mean, he doesn't think the young guys played to the standard that is necessary. And I would tend to agree with him. I don't know that it's just the young guys, but that was a tough loss. I mean, that was a bad loss. They keep having a chance to get separation in that division. I mean, it's like the NFC West wants the Niners to win, and the Niners aren't sure if they want to or not. It's unbelievable. It's like the rest of the division, the Cardinals are terrible. The Rams are not good. The Seahawks are a little bit better than I thought they'd be. But, the Niners should have a 2-game lead in this division right now. Or at least be a game up. But they're not. The good news is they're still tied for first place, which is amazing.
Let me ask you this, Rod, and I agree with you, Ross, that assessment of those 3 teams, the rest of the division. I'm not going to fire Kyle, but I will say this. You played the game. When we're hurt, when is that too much because of an excuse? Because that seems to be a theme under Kyle, but I'm wondering – right now, watching that game, Jimmy wasn't a problem. Jawan Jennings, he dropped, I think, a touchdown. Charlie Warner dropped a touchdown. And I'm saying to myself, Ross, I know the game is more complex than maybe if that was Kittle, maybe if that was Ayuk. Do you think in a crazy world I've overestimated this Niner weaponry? Because they scored 14 points in the second quarter and not one. after that. I may have to duck if I get another stat from a Kyle Shanahan team, the output in the fourth quarter or when they're down double-digit points. Like, it's ugly. You know, what are you making of what I'm saying? Because I am shocked at the lack of urgency in the fourth quarter in last week's game.
You know, they're not. It's not a great come-from-behind offense. It's not. I mean, it's not really what they're designed to do. You know, they're designed to run the rock well, run play action off of it, either play with the lead or play in close games. And when you look at Jimmy historically, in the games, it's almost like, I'm sure there's some stats out there, but it's almost like the more yards Jimmy throws for, the more likely it is the Niners lose. I mean, I'm sure there's stats like that out there, but that's certainly what it feels like. Because you're right. I mean, 29 of 41, 296 yards, 2 touchdowns, pretty good. Now, obviously, the 2 interceptions are a problem, but I'm actually more concerned with the other side of the ball. I mean, I know they only scored 14 points on offense, but how do you let Marcus Mariota have by far his best game of the year? Like, how does that happen? I mean, I don't know.
I think Ross, a 49er fan would tell you that for whatever reason, the Niners have trouble with mobile quarterbacks. Kyler Murray's giving them trouble. Russell Wilson kind of has their number. And Mariota's a little like that, at least. That's what they would tell you.
Yeah, no, well, the only thing I would say about that, Steiny, is I hear that everywhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, everywhere. Like, they say that about Belichick. They say that about the Eagles. Like, evidently it's tough to go against mobile quarterbacks because everybody has the stat where they're not as good against mobile quarterbacks. So that part of it, while I understand, I don't put too much stock in it. And I know that they were without Bosa and some of their dudes on defense. But that's a whole other story, by the way. Why are the Niners the top 5 most injured team every year? Like, why is that? That's a whole other conversation that could be had.
I have a theory, but...
Yeah, but you still need to figure out a way to disrupt Mariota better than this. I mean, the Niners didn't run it great, and they couldn't slow down Mariota. And I don't know, with this current iteration of the Niners, if they don't run it very well, and they can't, they force Mariota to have one bad play the whole game. I mean, one incompletion the whole game. They shouldn't win. I think the defense was very disappointing. They are a defense based on the front 4 getting there, and when they can't, and they don't get the other team in obvious passing downs, they struggle.
Ross, I'm saying this to you right now. I told Steiny yesterday, you look at the NFC West, 3 teams are 3-3. And again, I know Bosa's not his brother who's having surgery on his groin. Would you risk maybe keeping Bosa out one more week against Kansas City, and at the worst case scenario you lose, but he's ready for the next game? I mean, that's because if you get the news that Bosa's out 4 to 5 weeks, that could be a death blow. You played this game. Is that a crazy thought that I'm giving you?
No, not at all. I would think strongly about sitting him out against the Chiefs. Because that's going to be a tough game regardless, and you need him as close to 100% as possible for the rest of the season. Has to happen. I mean, I am not – you don't want to mess with soft tissue injuries like that. You don't want to bring him back before he's ready. And it's a shame, but the Bosa's have an injury, a big-time injury history. I mean, they just do. The Bosa's have a significant injury history, and you don't want to put them in a bad spot where it's a lingering thing. I would say when in doubt, sit him out.
Interesting. Hey, before I let you go, Ross, are the Eagles for real?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been getting a lot of attention, I guess, the last couple of days, social media or whatever, at Ross Tucker NFL. I went on Jim Rome's show, and I said that I think they're better than the team that won the Super Bowl. Doesn't mean they'll win the Super Bowl, but if you look at it position by position, player by player, they're clearly better. I mean, their DBs are so much better. Their receivers are so much better. they're definitely better than the team that won it, but you know how it is. You got to stay healthy, and your quarterback's got to play well when you get to the playoffs like Foles miraculously did. But they just have a really good roster. And not only have a really good roster, they're like remarkably healthy going into the bye.
Ross, I'm not the fashion police, but Steiny could say on some days Guru has some swag. But can we talk about head coach Sirianni wearing capri pants? I thought it looked like no socks. I'm like the great Mike Ditka, Tom Landry, Lombardi. What are we? You can't wear capri pants on an NFL sideline. Ross, talk to me.
I didn't even notice that.
Well, there
join the club, Ross. This guy.
I saw it. Me and my brother were like, what's going on?
Are you sure he wasn't wearing capri pants?
Dude, look at the film. I saw it. We just kept shaking our head like the game's changed.
Hey, Ross, let me ask you, before I let you go, I do want to ask you a serious question. So the 49ers are down 28-14. They have the ball at their own 1 with about 10, 11 minutes left. And it takes them 6 minutes to get to who tells the team we got to get moving?
Head coach.
Okay.
Head coach. He's got to tell them, and I didn't notice that, but that's horrible. You're down 2 scores. You got to be moving faster than that. I don't know why they were doing that, and that's the sense of urgency you guys are talking about. Mm-hmm. That's bad. That's really bad. Because at that point, you can't assume you're going to score on your last 2 possessions.
Man.
You're going to try to go fast in case you need a third possession.
Right. Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah.
The longer the drive goes, the more pressure you're putting on yourself on the back end, kind of. All right, man. Appreciate it, Ross.
Good luck against the Chiefs, guys. You might need it.
Wow, look at it.
Ooh, a little
parting blow.
Look at Ross.
Yeah.
Sticking
Don't hurt
it in
you
there.
and I, though, to the fans.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I'll get to you. Yeah.
You'll get to me?
Yeah.
You'll get to me?
Yeah. After you wrap, do what you do.
You'll get to me. Yeah. That was Odyssey NFL Insider Ross Tucker, Insider Calls, presented by BetQL. Download the free BetQL app right now and get instant access to the industry's most advanced suite of sports betting tools right at your fingertips.